Thanks for joining us. I'm Yental Liu. Taking over international headlines is the unmanned NASA rocket that exploded over eastern Virginia Tuesday. Dr. Edward Cheung, who is born and raised in Aruba, was on site for the launch. We were able to speak to him to find out all the details. On Tuesday early evening, an unmanned NASA-contracted rocket exploded in mid-air, producing huge flames and loud booms along the eastern Virginia coast. There were no injuries or deaths. Dr. Edward Cheung, who is annually involved with Aruba's Green Conference, had just returned to be part of the team to set up the launch. He tells us what he witnessed firsthand.
I've been to many rocket launches, and the ignition of the main engine occurred pretty much normally. I have my personal long lens camera there. I could see the main rocket ignition occur normally. The rocket then lifted off the launch tower, and normally there's a big white plume of rocket exhaust that covers the launch tower, and then the rocket pulls out from there and ascends into space. But this time, the rocket was not emerging from the plume, it was just staying shrouded. And then I could see the bright light actually come downwards. And once it got really low, the whole rocket exploded.
The speculation is the safety officer destroyed the rocket for safety reasons, but this cannot be confirmed. Dr. Cheung says the explosion made a huge impact.
I suspect, and this is something we will be finding out in the coming days, that the range safety officer exploded the rocket, destroyed the rocket for safety reasons. But that's not something I could see. I just saw from witness accounts that it completely destroyed itself just before it hit the ground. And I must say that there was a double boom that was so strong, I almost knocked out my feet. And it happened a good 2-3 seconds after the burst. So that shows you, the distance that we were at, about 8,000 feet. So about 1.5 miles away, or about 2 kilometers.
The invited guests on site for the launch were prepped for an emergency situation as a precaution, so everyone knew what to do. Dr. Cheung says Tuesday's launch was actually a second try. More people had attended the official launch that was scheduled for Monday, but due to the change, only half the guest list were able to make it.
We were briefed in advance, the standard briefing, which is if something were to happen, and they say this is never not going to happen, so don't worry about it. But if something were to happen, immediately board the buses. Now, one thing I want to tell you is that tonight was the second launch attempt. We also were out here attempting to launch last night, and there were about 300 VIPs together. Tonight, the crowd was less, because many couldn't make it, so it was about half, about 125 people, I would guess. And that's helped, because as soon as the explosion occurred, everyone remembered the briefing and ran for the buses, and we were able to board the buses pretty quickly. You were told to board the same bus again so that the attendants can count who is on the bus, and as soon as the count matches the amount of people that were brought, that bus driver left, and we all left very quickly from the launch site.